Hello, here we are again. Here's Arjan again with today a different topic because it's all about consistency. So if we have a dialogue and if you're talking daily, it's good to talk daily, right? So today I thought about some topic what's in most people's minds because have you ever questioned yourself that do you feel stuck or do you feel excited? And what do I mean by that? We all make choices like we talked about learning yesterday. So you go to school and then after school you go working and you think about your career and you think about your life and you think about choices, right? Your choices will give you some direction. And maybe at some point you even think like, oh, I want to go into business because you think going into business gives you all the things you like or the things you need. And then there is something called a rat race. And sometimes people in a job or in a business have similar experience. They fought to escape the rat race. They fought to feel freedom or have time freedom, for instance, but they don't not exactly experiencing it. So it's a great topic. I'm halfway myself when it comes to age, right? Maybe people know that, but I'm actually 50. So I went to a couple of things. I went to some choices as well. And yes, I went to school and I started a career and started to change. And what you see basically is the older you get, right, a lot of responsibility comes, more hours mostly. If you make a career or if you become a business owner, mostly you make most hours. So ideally, what's a 40-hour work week? Or what's a 50-hour work week? Or what is a 60-hour work week for that matter? So, it depends on you. But of course, when you grow up and when you get older, you think by yourself, yeah, but I wasn't born just to work, right? So something start to ache. Or maybe, then the family comes in the balance when it comes to the balance scale of life. You're thinking about, yeah, but it would be great if I can see my children or if I can talk to my children as well and see them growing up and spend actually time, like quality time with them or even with your spouse. Like, you had that great commercial on television nowadays. Who's that man who's cutting the meat on the Sunday, right? You don't want to be that person. So it's a great topic, and I was just wondering how you feel about this, and if this is a topic what relates with you, then we can have discussion about it because there are more ways right now that in the same time when you look at business and models and how to win in 24 hours when it comes to time and money equals freedom, there are more ways to go about it. And it's challenging because sometimes people make those choices, but they're not willing to make different choices because that's the stuck thing, right? They think like, yeah, well, listen, I'm 40 or I'm 45 or I'm 50, so why would I change what I've been doing? Well, there's one thing. It's called about passion and fulfillment. Because I think that most people, just the journey of life, at some point or even at the end, wouldn't it be great if you felt you had a fulfilled life and you had passion, and not only at the end, of course, but in between as well. So it's not like, oh, first let's go as quick to 60 or 70 or 65 and then life starts, right? No, of course not. Life is daily. Your choices are daily. But guys and girls, the world has changed nowadays. What does that mean? Like, things go this quick, so choices can be made quick, and you can alter direction, you can alter courses, or you can go a different direction in your life. It's all possible nowadays. So if you have a feeling if you're not sure, like if you're not happy or you don't have that bless anymore, you don't feel happy anymore, or you're thinking like, hey, actually my month was the same as prior month, or my life is still the same, or what I did last year, or even maybe the last decade, I'm still doing the same, and that's maybe not what I like. That might be some signals that you think, you need to maybe to talk to some people they know you very well, or if you're willing you can, you can always. I'm willing to have similar discussion, because there's ways to help about it, and there is ways, like, again, there are multiple ways now how things can change if you're willing to change. But the most important thing is it has to come from you, from within. So if you talk about excited or stuck, it has to be like, how do you, how you rate your life? Have you ever tried that? I do that many times. At least once a year, I make up a balance for myself. Hey, is this still who I am? And be honest with yourself. Yeah, you look at your relationship, you look at your life, you look at your work or your career or your businesses, and you look like, hey, does it resonate with me? Is this me? Is this what I'm still standing for, right? And that's very important, because another thing, life goes over that quick, very soon, life is over. And depending on your choices, life can get even faster. Like, your health is your wealth, right? That's also familiar. But sometimes the stress of things, just thinking daily, like having concerns, like almost headache daily of those topics, that's not living at all. And it's living like you live, and you're still doing it because life goes on, the bills goes on, right? You need to provide, you had your own goals and dreams, but at some point, there's not that click. There's not that magic. It's not like, wow, I'm excited, or I'm you don't have the drive anymore, or you don't have maybe the passion anymore, or you are that quote unquote successful guy or woman, guy or girl, or woman or man, and the only way to speak with others socially or even your family is like by making actually an appointment, right? And that happens a lot, and I do it also. I need to schedule things in, right? Because nowadays it's absurd how the world works, right? We became so busy that even what used to be natural or normal is now a scheduled appointment. Can you agree to that? How that changed? Have you seen that shift in how we work nowadays? Because we're so in the processes, we're so into sales, for instance, or we're so into social media or IT, and that process keeps going. And because, of course, of great change nowadays, now we have a 24 economy. 24. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't stop. So who can decide to stop it? You can stop it. You can decide. You can change if you want to. Do you dare? Are you up for the challenge? So I thought it was very interesting, because last week I had similar discussions with some people just about this, like, hey Arjan, how do you do this? Hey Arjan, how do you do that? Or some people even said me that they were not happy, they were not fulfilled, and it had to do with some choices they're making, or just they forgot why they do what they do. That's also great. If you know your why, you know your existence, you know what you're doing here, and you maybe never thought about it. I urge you, please do, because why shouldn't you live your life on your terms in a way you like? Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, but I went that direction. That is not so much the point. It has to be feeling from here. There's the mind and there is the heart, right? And sometimes that's in balance, but most of the time it's not in balance, or you don't even feel it. So I just thought it was very interesting. And also right now we can do more. So when you look at the time, for instance, right, and make great use of time. Yes, we have 24 hours in a day, but you can achieve a lot more in those 24 hours. And it doesn't have to be like time management, because some people say, oh, you mean time management? No, I don't mean time management. Although time management, of course, is great, like prioritizing and all that, but it's also about, nowadays it's easier because there are systems in place, models in place, that you can do multiple things in the same time. So if leverage is something you like, if success and money and those things are like, there is multiple things you can do at the same time. Now, if you want to know more about that, and like, hey, Arjan, I would love to talk more about it, shoot me a direct message. I can always, have to tell you what I do, and how I do, filling the life, like the balance in all, and personal growth and development, and feeling happy, basically, right? It's so great if you're feeling happy. And yes, there are always challenges. There will always be challenges, but challenges is great because it's just another learning moment. It's a growth moment. So the question for you guys, what I want to leave you with, do you feel stuck or do you feel excited? I love to see your comments, and yeah, let me know. And have a great night, and see you soon again. Bye bye.